Hi, this is Christy Birch from StudioRustica.com, and this week I'm going to show you how to add social sharing buttons to your blog post. Last week we talked about adding social follow buttons, which are these buttons right here. They can be in the footer or in the sidebar of your website like this, and these just take your website visitors to your social media profiles, or they can connect with you further. So this week I'm going to show you how to add, this is last week's blog post, but a floating share bar, and also how to add sharing buttons above and below your post. So let's go over to our demo site, and we're going to go ahead and start with Flare. We used that last week, and we're going to click on Share. And you can choose to also use Flare to, let's say, maybe you just want one plugin. You can use Flare to do everything that we talked about last week. You can use Flare to add your social follow buttons. You can also use Flare to share your posts. So let's say you just want one plugin to do it all. So we're going to choose, what I like about this is that it actually shows you, it gives you a preview of what it'll look like. And then you can choose which way you want to float. If you don't want it to do anything, just do that or unclick or uncheck the box. So we're going to go ahead and left align everything. We're going to choose our button type. We're going to choose the round and corners this week. And I'm going to leave the default options. Go on ahead and fill in anything that needs to be filled in, like your username. If you want to change the default colors to match your branding like I did on my site, instead of using these default colors, but they are pre-populated, so you don't have to worry if you just want to keep these. Let's say you don't want buffer, you can delete the button from the share bar, and let's say we don't want email, you can also delete the button, or you can again move by clicking and dragging. So let's go ahead, let's put all the blues and the reds. The last thing that you want to do is choose where you want your flare bar to appear. I recommend only checking your posts. I do not recommend your flare bar appearing on your pages, and most of you probably aren't going to need this check. So I would just check your posts. Make sure that's done and click save. And that will be all that you'll need to do there. So we're going to go ahead and go to our demo site. Now, they're not going to show up on our blog roll page, which is where all of our recent posts go, but they will show up on the individual posts. So once people click through on the post, you will notice that I now have these buttons above my post, and as I scroll down, the flare bar pops up. They can also close this if they don't like it. And I also have the buttons below my post. So this gives you the maximum amount of opportunities for people to share your content. Now, the other one that I want to show you today, as far as above and below the post, is share buttons by add to any. And I really like these because there's a universal share button. So you can give people a lot of ways to share your content without actually cluttering up your website with too many buttons. So, as we want to avoid clutter, let's go ahead and deactivate our top and bottom of posts and click save on the flare before we move over to this other plugin. So we're going to add to any, and you can choose large or small icons. I like the large ones for this one. You can change your services. Don't want delicious on there anymore. You just click on it and it takes it away, as you can see. So let's say I have these. You can also rearrange them. So let's put them, oops, like that. And that's your universal share button. You can have it say text only, or you can insert your own image right there. We'll just use the universal button for now. You can also deactivate that if for some reason you don't like it. No, I don't want to do that. Let's say we want to display the top and the bottom of the post again. There's some other options that you can choose from as well. And so you can kind of go through that. If you have custom icons, you can upload them here. And we're just going to go ahead and save the changes. Now we'll go back to our demo site. And when we go to our post, Above and below the post, you will now have the large share buttons by Add to Any. Give it a minute to load. Here you go. And that's the universal button that I'm talking about. So people can click to their heart's content. If they have buffer, they can click on that and they can share to their buffer. And it's also below the post. And these are also really clean, nice, professional look for your blog sharing buttons. If for some reason you don't like the Flare bar, or you simply don't want to install the plugin because it's not in active development, then you might want to check out for a floating share bar, DigDig. It is pretty plain looking, but it does the trick and it's easy for people to use. If you need me to create a tutorial on the floating share bar by DigDig, called DigDig by Buffer, then please leave a comment below this video and I will make sure to get to that for you. If you have any questions, as always, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if there's another social media sharing button plugin that you love to use, please share it with us so that we can check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next week. Have a great day.